Raj Patel's Journey, Flight 203, and the Battle for Dignity. Raj Patel adjusted his shirt collar as he settled into the window seat of Flight 203. The familiar weight of his military service medals, carefully packed in his carry-on, served as a quiet reminder of his years of dedication, his sacrifices for both India and America. At 42, his face bore the marks of experience, the deep lines of a man who had endured both hardship and triumph. Today, however, was supposed to be a day of pure joy. After years of longing to return, he was finally heading home. His mother's 70th birthday was a milestone he refused to miss. The thought of her surprise when she saw him standing at her doorstep made his heart race with anticipation. After moving to the U.S. 15 years ago and serving in the Army, visits home had become fewer and fewer. But this trip? It was a chance to reconnect, to bridge the distance that time and duty had created. The golden afternoon sunlight filtered through the small, oval window beside him, casting a gentle glow on the bustling aircraft. Around him, passengers settled in, each wrapped up in their own journeys. A young mother, struggling to calm her restless toddler, offered him a tired yet warm smile as she finally managed to buckle the little one into the seat. Across the aisle, an elderly couple nodded politely, their serene expressions radiating quiet wisdom. Raj glanced at his watch. Just a few more hours, and he would be home. His mind drifted to the carefully wrapped silk sari tucked inside his bag, a gift he had painstakingly chosen for his mother. He imagined her eyes lighting up as she draped it over her shoulders, her laughter filling the room. It would be perfect. Pulling out his phone, he quickly sent a message to his sister, his partner in crime for the surprise. Speech balloon on the plane now. Keep mom busy tomorrow afternoon. With a satisfied sigh, he hit send. But just as he tucked his phone away, something shifted. A presence. A shadow loomed in the aisle. Sir, I need to check your bag. The voice was firm, almost accusatory. Raj looked up, surprised. The flight attendant, Lisa Matthews, stood over him, her eyes sharp, her smile gone. Something in her tone felt off. Of course, he replied politely, reaching for his neatly stored carry-on. Is there a problem? Lisa's posture stiffened. Just routine, she said, but there was a strange tension in her voice. Her eyes flickered with something. Doubt? Suspicion? Raj had seen that look before. His stomach tightened. Years of discipline had taught him to stay calm, but the familiar weight of unfair judgment pressed down on him. Not again. My bag meets all the airline regulations, he assured, keeping his voice steady. I made sure of it before boarding. A small silence stretched between them. Passengers nearby had begun to take notice. The young mother stopped fussing with her child, her brow furrowed in concern. The elderly couple exchanged uneasy glances. Even the toddler had gone still, sensing the shift in the air. Then, Lisa's voice rose, louder, sharper. Sir, I need you to comply immediately. Comply? He was already cooperating. Raj inhaled deeply, his military training keeping his emotions in check. I am complying, he said, his voice level. Would you like to see my military ID as well? But the moment he mentioned his service, Lisa's expression hardened. She took a step back, hand hovering over her radio. Are you threatening me, sir? The accusation sliced through the cabin like a whip. Passengers froze. Conversations halted. Phones were lowered. All eyes turned to Raj, a man who had served 2 nations, now branded a threat. Raj remained still, his pulse hammering in his ears. Ma'am, I am not threatening anyone, he said, his voice unwavering despite the storm brewing inside him. I would just like to understand what the concern is. I am happy to cooperate, but it was too late. Other flight attendants had begun to gather. Passengers pulled out their phones, sensing something ugly was about to unfold. The young mother held her child closer. The elderly couple whispered in disbelief. Lisa spoke into her radio, her gaze locked onto Raj like a target. I need security at gate 12. We have an uncooperative passenger. Possible security threat. The words hit like a punch. Raj sat there, motionless. In his bag, His metals clinked softly against each other, a painful irony. Outside, through the small airplane windows, 3 uniformed officers marched toward the plane. The atmosphere in the cabin thickened. Heavy boots, cold stares, hands near weapons. A voice cut through the tension. "That's not true." The elderly man across the aisle spoke up, his voice trembling with outrage. He was polite the entire time. "We all saw it." But the officers ignored him. One reached for Raj's arm. "Stop resisting," the officer barked. "Resisting?" Raj hadn't even moved. "I am not resisting," he said, his tone even. "I am fully cooperating." But it didn't matter. The hands were already on him, dragging him into the aisle. Phones recorded every second.